Hello, Virgos. I promise I didn't forget about you. You're just up number 12 this month, and I've been a few days behind due to hectic scheduling. But we're here now for your November 2017 love and relationship reading. And Virgo, I want to thank you for joining me and for all your views and supporting this channel through this last year. You guys have been awesome. Always like lots of views, cross-watching, sun, moon, rising. It doesn't matter. You are some of the most awesome subscribers on all of YouTube, and I'm proud to be here to read your cards and very, very happy to do so. Okay, now I'm wanting to ask that you set your intention for this reading. It's always good to have an intention on the receiving end, just because like our language and sometimes the messages can be very general due to the volume of people that watch. So always beneficial. I think tarot's ready to go here, so we'll get them out. We're gonna lay some cards out for you and some cards out for, we'll call it the other half, which is where you've set your intention or the person in your life or who you came here to maybe find out about, right? All right, so let's get it going here. It's kind of streamlined. We're just going to let tarot do the talking and my fingers do the walking, and we're not diving too deep here. We're taking a quick look at Virgo to see what's going on. A Five of Cups. Okay, so now I'll try to be very positive through this reading, and the main card that comes up right off the bat for you guys is a Five of Cups. Now, the empathy kicks in, right? Like, what's going on? Why are you feeling this way? Why are you, yeah, we have to kind of analyze the why to our feelings at this time with Five of Cups, because there's a certain amount of like unneeded sadness, or even for some it reaches depths of like wallowing, okay? And I know those are strong, that's a strong word in the English language, but I want to say, like, if you're feeling that funk, if you're feeling maybe you've just gone through a breakup, or maybe somebody played you, all right? This is a card of like being played, right? We are stronger than who we date, who we are, what we think, what we do sometimes. So we have to elevate our spiritual game to say, all right, if we got played, or if things didn't turn out the way they planned, or if somebody like screwed us over, I hope that doesn't get me blocked on YouTube for saying that. But if somebody did us wrong, right, it's like you were the victim, you are the victim, but you are always above that. You rise above that. You never let that to become part of your mentality, like, poor me, like, I was wronged. You know, you always rise above victim mentality each and every time it happens. And it's tough. I'm not going to say it's easy. And this card is like hitting me hard right now too, because it's like, I feel like the depths of what I'm feeling and explaining here is like, there can be anguish involved sometimes, even with this minor pip card, with this Five of Cups. Like, it's very like you may have poured your heart out, or you thought that this was absolutely the one or the person. And when that kind of like turned out not to be, or you were so severely affected by somebody else's actions, we need to take the time to mourn that situation, to realize what has happened. But then we take time to turn and look at ourselves and then rise above that, okay? So a heavy-duty card. Like I said, I want these to be a little bit streamlined reading, so we don't want to go too deep. But yeah, Five of Cups, like, where's the hurt and why the hurt? Okay, Virgo? Now, as far as your intention, we've got a Four of Swords. So you're doing quite well, I feel. You've kind of like realized it, and if it was even to a point where it's like you kind of got mad at this person and let it all out, that's good, because I feel like energetically that's what you're striving for. You want more energy. You want somebody maybe to get out and about, to like go and do things with you, and to be a little bit more on the same page as you. For relationships, it's kind of like that mental alignment, that moving forward together, parallel, like, you know, perfect hand-in-hand type stuff, where it's like there's no surprises waiting around the corner in your relationships, is very important for you. So you may be deciding to open up to discuss that and to find somebody who is better energetically matched. And by that, I mean, like, if you like to go hiking in the mountains, that person should like to go hiking in the mountains. Or, you know, you just lead to conflicts of schedule, not seeing them as much as you would like to, and that sort of thing. Or just unhappiness where somebody's like bummed out to sit on the couch, or the other person wants to be going and, you know, hiking up Mount Rainier or wherever you are, right? Okay, now let's take a look. Oh, you know what? I didn't even flip a card. I was so focused on you, Virgo, after seeing this Five of Cups, I didn't flip the card for them. All right, let's see what's going on with them. They got a reversal on a Six of Cups now. Okay, so this person that is in your environment, or where you've set your intention on here, they are like trying to move forward. They are trying to forget about something. They're trying to like maybe forgive and forget type situation, or put some piece of the past behind them in a literal sense. Like, I'm cutting off phone contact with somebody. I'm cutting off, email, or, talking to this person altogether. It might be a situation too where it's like they needed to move forward. They needed to maybe take the kids and get out of a marriage. They maybe needed to, like, physically move locations, right? We got this big tower in this card. So it's always about sort of the home place and the environment where they feel safe, where they feel secure, okay? And as well, this person might have a bit of a checkerboard past. And what I mean by that is, like, there were some very good times. There could have been some very bad times. There may have even been some, like, mildly traumatic events that occurred for them at a younger age, and it's like they have let it go, but the feeling is like it is always still an effect. It is always still one of the bricks that is in the mortar of that person, right? It's like you can't remove it. So it's like they've learned to adapt, and sometimes they let their partner know that, this happened to me, and it sometimes shapes who I am or how I react to situations, and then maybe even just asking you to accept that and that sort of thing. All right, if this is the person that you experienced a breakup or a letdown with, this is a card of pushing it into the past. You don't want to, suppress it, but you want to acknowledge it and move along very quickly. And the Four of Swords, I call it the Four of Energy. The Four of Swords is going to give you the energy to get moving, get boosted forward, okay? So do that. If it's like working out, if it's like, getting into a new social group right away, go and do that. Okay, wow. So for their intention, they have the Hangman. So they're pretty unsure about what they even want. They may even be too focused on self and a little bit closed off at this time. This is a murky card to see when it comes to intentions. It's because there may even be a lack of it. This person they may be a very nice person, but they may have a lack of spiritual awareness. It doesn't mean they have to be like going to church on Sundays or mosque on, whenever that. So it doesn't matter, but it's like there could be just like the no spiritual awareness or no wantingness, no reason to look towards the intangible things. I feel like they're a very like hands-on type person. It's like if they can't feel it, if they can't perceive it with the five senses, like this is not the person to go ghost hunting with or watch a paranormal movie with, because it's like they'd be dissing it the whole time. I don't know where that's coming from, to be honest, Virgo. These cards are strange, and the Hangman honestly is one of the cards when it comes up and it's like boom. It's like, for me, I mean, I like to think that I do a very good job, but I'm not 100% perfect all the time. So it leaves it a little tough for me to see into, because it says like it could be something faded. And the reason why it's faded is because that person has deemed it as such in their subconscious. And so it's like, oh, well, as a reader, I can't even look past that, right? But for them, that's the reason why it's occurring when we see that number 12 Hangman, okay? All right. Let's take a look. What do we got here on your side in the near future? Hierophant. Okay. So some of you are in a situation where it's like you could be talking to people to sort of regain your faith, regain your trust, and that sort of situation. The Hierophant is really the card that says you've learned, you passed, you've got the gusto, you've got what it takes to take what you have experienced and become stronger and move forward for it. So in the near future, I see this quick return to healing, or this quick what is it? I can't think of the expression where it's like you get right back to it, right back up on your feet again, right? That sort of thing with the Hierophant being here. But it's a big energy. It wants you to take note. It doesn't want it to be a flash in the pan. It doesn't want you to say, okay, I'm going to heal myself. But when really you may trick yourself into thinking, yes, I've healed, but you may have suppressed most of it. Because this card came with such a heavy, heavy feeling. So even for some of you, this could have been like where like an engagement type situation or a common law situation like broke down. And like there is the law of reparations. And this is like you sort of, going forward very assertively, very forthrightly. Like when you look in this deck how the Hierophant sits, he knows he's on the up and up. There's nothing going on here that's going to bring him down in any time soon. All right. So keep that in mind as we move forward. All right, Virgo. Now, in their near future, they've got a Knight of Wands. So there may be a younger fire sign coming into their life. There may be a fire sign that has an offering for them or is maybe smitten with them. Okay. And this could now is Leo or Sagittarius or Aries as well. Could be a fire sign. This is somebody that they previously shared their love with that maybe is dependent on them. This could be a brother, a sister, a parent, or a grandparent even, or a child, right? Who is like dependent on this time for their wisdom, for their guidance, even at times financial and physical support. So that's something, a clue into what's going on there for somebody. And as well, I don't see this as necessarily being conflictual, because what's gone on here has the feeling of the past, like this has already occurred, whereas like this is forward, this is coming in. So we'll leave it at that for some of you, different things. And in their outcome, they've got a King of Swords reversed. So what goes around comes around. The King of Swords, when he comes reversed, he says, you know what? The universal laws of attraction, karmic laws, they are the way they are, and they've been that way for all of time. And like as we go through this human experience to learn them, it's like you can't plead for a grace period. You can't plead for extra time on your case. You can't plead for a lighter sentence. It is always equal to what you have put out and what you have put forward. So for this person would be maybe going through heavy lessons of that down the road somewhere, where it's like an air sign could come into their life to make them realize times when they were wrong, or learn more about how they could become a better person, right? Or they may become involved with an air sign who is completely unemotional. They may end up falling for someone who is narcissistic later on down the line, where it's like, wow, it may not have ever been their intention to hurt you, but they did it anyway, just like that old Candlebox tune, right? And then it comes down the line, they meet somebody who's in it. Maybe it's hot, heavy, it's passionate. But then, a couple years down the road, they realize, like, this person is all about them. This person really doesn't give 2 cents about me, that sort of thing. Very interesting to see him come up there, flashing his sword the way he did way down the road. Because that, to me, it screams of karma. It screams of, like, do unto others, the golden rule, as it were, for some reason, okay? Now, for you in your outcome card, and we always can change our outcome cards based on our behaviors, our choices, things like that. You guys have got the 7 of Cups, which is beautiful. This is rest in peace, Tom Petty, into the great wide open, okay? This is so much that you have now, so much energy, so much knowledge, so much experience that you, I feel, can go bursting forth and create new opportunities for yourself. And they're in cups, so they're love opportunities, Some of them will be, no matter how much love pours out or is gathered up, is going to be for you at this time while you're healing to dream about that. It's a really nice progression when we see, look at how it's gone now through this relationship. You were left feeling there. They had no idea what was going on there or what they were covering up for. But look at where you end up, right? You end up on the top with your future being wide open, with the proverbial bullet being dodged maybe for some of you, or just a situation where it's like now you can define what it is that you love about your partner, your potential partners, and you can seek that out and you can go and find it, right? Based as a result. Okay, Virgo, so a tough time I feel that has just occurred, but we're moving into a better time filled with health and confidence and new knowledge. So that's great. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.